Food prices are about to set record highs, and I hate to say it, guys, but this is just one of the things that I've been warning you guys about. But yeah, it's all starting to come true.
Retail beef prices in the U.S. are at a record high, and a butcher shop in Chicopee is experiencing the impact. Retail beef prices are currently hovering around record levels of about $8 per pound. That's according to the USDA. That's largely thanks to a shrinking cattle supply as well as higher input costs. These prices are likely here to stay as we get closer to the holidays.
But wait, I thought that prices were going to go down. Why do they continue to go up? Do you think it has anything to do with the culling of livestock to meet carbon emissions? I mean, does it have anything to do with the World Economic Forum pushing bugs onto us? Like, the possibilities are endless. And this is something that I've talked about for so long now. And thankfully, I know a handful of you guys are actually listening. Because this is serious business, folks. And if you think about it, having meat or steak for dinner was just normal for most of us. Grilling a burger was just kind of like a weekend thing that most households across the entire country. But now it's going to be a luxury. Now it's going to be something that only those with an expendable income can afford. In fact, Michael Swanson, who's also the chief agricultural economist for Wells Fargo, he says that we're going to have to get used to much more expensive beef products, not for a couple of weeks or months, but for a couple of years. This is yet another added headache to the budgets of millions of Americans, and it's definitely going to be pushing some of y'all to change up your diet or even just get rid of beef off the menu altogether. But if I asked you about the current state of your expenses, do you feel as if it's lighter or heavier? Because we're being told that inflation's going down at a historic pace, but the question is, do you feel it in Walmart? Do you feel it in Kroger? Do you feel it in Target, Sam's Club? I mean, really? Costco's? Do you feel it when you buy your food? Make sure you guys share your experiences with me in the comment section down below. And don't forget to smash the like button for the video. Also subscribe to the channel and turn on all notifications. Appreciate the love, you guys. Now, you might be wondering, Americans aren't down in the dumps this much, are they? Well, I can't say that this relates to all of us, but I know for a fact that a huge chunk of people here in the country, they continue to struggle. And surveys show just how many Americans continue to earn less than they think that they need during this time.
New polling reveals how much money Americans think they need to get by. And the results may surprise you. I'm with the fact check team. So what do Americans think, Courtney? How much money is enough?
Eugene, this definitely surprised me. The new Gallup poll found Americans think the average family of four needs a minimum income of $85,000 a year, which is up almost 50% from 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's a big increase. How many households actually make that much money right now?
So we looked at the most recent census data. Let me break it down for you. First off, the median household income in the U.S. in 2021 was a little over $70,000 a year, which means half of households earned more and half earned less. We crunched some numbers and found that 43% of households make less than $85,000 a year.
Almost half of the country doesn't meet the standard to live comfortably in our own country. Like, can you believe this, guys? Which is why I was kind of weirded out when I saw this recent calculation of net worth of the average American. Now, get this, guys. It says that the median net worth of people aged 35 years old and younger is around $40,000. Meanwhile, the average net worth of the same age goes well all the way to $183,500. Like, that's a huge gap. People under the age of 35 years old have a range of between 40 grand and $183,000. That's wild. Like, how huge of a gap is that? I think that the median net worth is much more accurate, given that the average net worth numbers are influenced a lot by rich households in the country. But again, guys, going by these numbers, do you guys think that it matches with your age right now? Now, when we talk about net worth, we're talking about the total value of your assets without your debt. So assets minus debts equals your net worth, right? So does it match what you have right now? And you don't have to answer in the comments, all right? That's a very personal thing. I totally get it. But it's interesting to see just how huge the gap is between the rich and the average here in our country. Which leads me to my next point. Billionaire Elon Musk may have trouble relating to the common folk, but let me tell you, he gets how bad it's becoming for us when it comes to these proxy wars. So Elon Musk says that we're basically sleepwalking into another world war. And if that's not a pun on you know who, I don't know what is. He's also warning about the joint military exercises of China and Russia and how not many people are aware of what's happening. I mean, we're aware of it, right? But I'm not sure our leadership is as awake as we need them to be about this.
What should we make of this visit to China by Vladimir Putin?
Well, I think it signifies he's coming to China in response to an invitation from Xi Jinping that was extended when Xi Jinping was in China last March. And he's coming as part of the much, much larger forum over the Belt and Road Initiative, as you said. So it's not a separate one-off major summit per se, but it is occurring at a very important time in relations between the two countries, and particularly in the context of what we're seeing going on both in Europe with the Ukraine war, and of course now in the Middle East with Israel and the war between Israel and Hamas. So the two leaders are getting together to talk undoubtedly about those issues and about what their respective policies are towards those two problems, and also relating to that, whatever kind of mutual assistance they're going to get. Putin, I'm sure, wants to get greater Chinese assistance and support, particularly as the situation in Ukraine evolves into what looks like a stalemate, which is going to mean a protracted conflict. And Putin really is dependent on China in some ways for economic support and to some degree intelligence, military support of certain types, limited types. So he will probably want more. I should think Xi Jinping will be willing to give a certain amount, but not too much. The Chinese have tried to strike a balance in the amount of actual support that they give to Russia, to Putin over Ukraine.
So that's happening. Meanwhile, Elon Musk insists that our captain, the guy who's at the wheel, the guy who's driving this entire ship that is the United States, is asleep behind the wheel. So what do you guys think? Do you agree with this statement? Or are we actually going through a phase where we'll actually see good things happen for Americans for once? Make sure you guys let me know in the comment section down below. And before I go, I just want to thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thanks for your time. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for subscribing. I'll see you on the next one.